Okay, yeah. No, this one feels good. Got the homie in here. Evidence today. It's episode number 17 of the Mr. Peter Parker podcast. Make some noise for the guy, Tito Jackson.
Peace, what up?
What's up, man? You ready?
Yeah, man. Let's do this.
Right, coming up in this episode, we're going to talk to Ev about his new project that he has going coming out on June 25th. It's called the Unlearning Vol.1. I'm going to ask him probably some questions about growing up with Alchemist, some things, projects, his personal life. Yo, the album is dope. We listen to it. We got to tap in with Ev. Very cool guy. You about to roll something? What's happening?
Yeah, man, I got something. Let's do this.
All right, man. Welcome to the Mr. Peter Parker podcast. My man Evidence is here. Tito, we're clapping. Everybody's rolling up.
Yeah.
Peace.
Rolling
Peace. We in here, man. How are you?
I'm good. You? Can you hear me good?
Yeah, you're fantastic, man. I like this.
All right.
That's cool.
Too dark in here?
No, it's cool. Good? Look good.
You're good. You're good.
Good, man. New album, end of the month.
25th.
That's cool. It's a good vibe. How long you been working on this thing for?
Off and on. I would say like pre-pandemic a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Unlearning came out like a year ago?
Yeah, so maybe about a year and a half, I'd say, on and off.
In the video, is that your living room? Is that your studio? What is that space in your house?
The Unlearning video?
Yeah.
That's studio.
Yeah, that's dope. It's like super personal space when you put that out like that. I really thought the video was really just cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Reminds me of my basement.
That's what I'm saying.
That's it. If you're in Minneapolis, you work in the basement, and if you're in California, you work in a garage.
That's exactly what it is. Exactly, man. Yo, a lot of dope producers, a lot of dope features. I was telling this is my co-host Tito. Me and Tito know each other for like 20 years. We did radio together in college. We were playing Work the Angles in 98. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like we've been down with this for a long time.
Definitely.
Yo, I'm looking through the.
So you guys are both old.
Yeah.
Yes.
We are.
Yes.
We play young, but we're definitely like.
You're faking it.
Yeah. Still, I mean, my father used to call me the oldest teenager in America, so I ran with that for years. You know what I mean? No,
Stay young at heart. That's important.
Yeah. We're doing hip hop
Stay
shit.
inspired.
Right,
Yep.
right. Yo, I Tito, I remember a time when we were out here in Minnesota when Ev was doing sound set. When I was still on my like super wild man shit, and I pulled up in front of Fifth Element, and he was out front, and I had like a blunt lit, and Kush was driving my Magnum, and I hopped out with the L lit, like yo, and Ev was right there, I'm like, yo, you want to hit this? And Ev was like, nah, I'm good, bro. And then I thought about it years later, like, what a fucking animal, bro. I was like, it was like I thought I was in like on Blue Hill Avenue in Boston or something. It was like a whole different vibe, you know. Hennepin is not lit like that, you know what I mean? So yeah.
They weren't ready for you to hop out and blow smoke everywhere.
It was like a Dutch master in front of Fifth Element, like, yo, you want to hit this, G? Like, it was too much, man. It was way too much.
I still do that shit.
I know you do. What's the cut? The cloth we're cut from, my friend.
Right.
Nah, but you waited through the pandemic. You put out the Unlearning. The Better You video. The concept is super dope. Yo, that shit is one of the dopest videos I've seen in a minute. So the visuals for this thing are really, really are stupendous already. Before we listened to the project today, I was like, oh, he's on some shit. Like, it definitely looks fresh.
Yeah, more minimal. I'm not overcooking this. Just more of a reflection of where I feel like I'm at. And just not like somebody could take it as maybe it comes off as like not being ambitious or something, but it's not that. It's like sometimes the best thing to do instead of keep adding is to peel back, and so if I'm starting a new series, I've done all the Weatherman records or whatever, now it's Unlearning. Mm-hmm. I feel like this is the new one. Well, then this should sound like my demo, or it should sound like my first album before I went to the big studio and did all those type of shits. Right? And so this is like my peel back to something new. And stripping down is also people, it sounds like it's minimal, but being minimal and rapping over minimal, you are more the focus. And so it's more nerve-wracking when you're the lead instrument versus kind of like jumping in a beat that's already going before you even rap and just fitting in. You know what I mean? And so this is my
more honest.
Yeah, it's more honest. It's more conversational.
Yeah.
It might not be as aggressive or like fit a format, and I understand that. I understood that making it. So it's not. I'm independent. I want to control my narrative and set something new with a new chapter versus make the Weatherman Part 4. And I enjoy making those records.
Yeah.
But this is like not under a moniker. It's just the evidence. It's not like I was telling somebody else. Method Man is Johnny Blaze, or this one is that one. They got when you're in your moniker mode. It's like, all right, we'll just So new chapter, new. Yeah. Seems like I still got a job.
You do. When I heard this thing, it's like, well, I mean, you're talking about, you've been doing the slow flow. That's like your claim to fame, right? Like you've been doing like kind of like the stripped down beats. And I feel like everyone's catching back up with what you and Alchemist have been doing for 10, 15 years. Griselda and everything. I mean, I hear Derringer on this project, but dude, the minimalistic sound, the song with Boldy, there's no drums. It's just like a loop and the shit is epic. Like really cool, man. Very, very cool.
There's a little rim shot in there.
Yeah, it's a light, it's a tap. There's a tap in there.
There's a tap. In there.
Who made the start the day with a beat record? Who produced that?
I did that one.
Yeah.
Hi.
I'm a sucker for like big drums and dusty loops starting an album off. I feel like that was a very strong record to follow the first record. Very, very dope.
That record was crazy. On the sequencer, you can like either you make beats or no.
Yeah. I know how to make beats, yeah. I don't make beats, but I understand the process. I know the process, yeah.
So on a sequencer, there's like, sequence 1, and I have a drum and I'm looking for a loop, found the loop, okay, and that's sequence 1. Then I found something else. I was looking for more sounds to put on the first thing. Then I find something else that has nothing really to do with this, but I'll make sequence 2 just to save it. So if I come back, I could work on that later, And I'm working on this shit and I'm tracking it into Pro Tools, and my fucking kid is in the studio and he just switches to sequence 2, and the shit sounded crazy. I was like, what the fuck just happened? Like, because they don't really, the beat, it's all fucked up, it doesn't really musically work, but it sounded tight. So and then he's screaming because he's not understanding that I'm really recording, and like all that screaming shit is on the same vocal track. It's not like I recorded it. Like he's like just shouting and I'm letting him. Yeah. So that song is kind of symbolic for my life, like it in disarray coming together.
How old is your son now? Well, he was like 4 or 5 years old? Yeah, bro. Yeah.
That was like he was 4, just turning 4 at that time.
Yeah. I have a 6-year-old, so I understand. I know the vibes. Yeah. I get it.
Wow. I'm still learning. Man. You're ahead of me.
No, bro. The evolution is great. And Tito has like
I got 2.
10-year-old and a 7-year-old.
My daughter will be 11 in July, and my son just turned 7.
Yeah, man, we're in there.
You're like almost professional.
No, we are. I follow him. This is the one right here.
You'll be a pro when he's 18.
I still smoke weed, and when my kids smell it, they say it smells like daddy. So it's like,
yeah. I asked my father. I said, "When did you stop smoking weed around us when we were little kids?" And he said, "One day your sister was like, Daddy's smoky," and he was like, "It's over now. It's over now. We can't do this anymore." You work with Knots on this project, who's like one of my super favorite low-key producers of all time. He's a very cool dude. Have you ever been in the studio with Knots, or was it like an exchange of emails?
No, I've never been in the studio with him. But we've developed a relationship. He did 2 tracks on my last album. And then previous to that, I've been a super fan of Knots. Like, yeah, man. I've been down with Jake 1 forever. Right. And Jake, even before I knew who Knots was, Jake 1 was always like, my favorite is Knots. You know what I mean? And so he's like, he's had such a crazy run, and it's nuts when you look up his discography. It's crazy.
Yeah, all the Busta Rhymes shit was like so crazy, man. It was the best shit ever.
Yeah, man. And so it's like to rhyme on his shit, he plays bass lines like in a crazy way that nobody can, and it really is on some trademark shit. Like if I hear anybody doing anything similar to me, I'm like, nah, that's not shit, so to put a stamp on something is hard.
Yeah. When I heard the record he did with Kendrick Lamar, they said it was like a 10 or 11 years old off the bus. I was like, oh, that's Knots. Like he's way ahead of the time. I always wanted to ask you this, man. You and Alchemist, I knew that you guys had grown up together, and early in his career when he was like doing the hooligan stuff really young. What was that like for you guys as kids when that was happening? That seemed like that was a really kind of a cool thing, like when they had that group and touring with Cypress Hill. Were you around during that time?
Yeah, I was around. Yeah, I kind of watched it all happen. It was really cool. Just dope blueprint to
Mhm.
see at such a young age to realize shit is possible, right? Because it's like
Yeah.
that's like having a homie from the neighborhood who went to the NBA who's lived a block away from you, right? And so it's like the thought of them touring and rocking with Cypress Hill and all these possibilities, seeing it happen so young was like it made me feel like, yeah, anything is possible.
You
And
could
so
do
that
it. You
was
could do it. Yeah.
such a blessing to like have that happen in front of your face. And a lot of other homies too, watching them
Of
blow up
course. Of course.
from
I
around my way.
seen a
It's not
picture,
uncommon. Funny. Yeah,
like
it's
like
like
an article of you guys, and they're like you guys are like sixth graders or seventh graders or something, and you're like jumping up in the newspaper, and you're in the background. I'm like, oh man, like it's like I remember what 92, 93. That's a long fucking time ago, bro.
yeah, nuts.
Yeah, nuts, bro, nuts, nuts, nuts. Going back to this project, this unlearning, the Conway record is really cool. The All Money 1983, I like that a lot. I like the writing on that, the story and stuff. That shit is really, really dope. The Tailor-Made Suit record is really dope. It's like really personal in a way. I think that record is really dope. I mean, you've been rocking with Rhymesayers for what, almost 10 years, is it at this point?
Yeah.
It's cool, man. How's the situation been creating music with them, putting music out? It seems like they've been really holding you down.
Yeah, they really let me just do what I wanted to do. So that previous to them, I was, we started on ABB Records and went to Capitol, then I went back to ABB. Then I did a decon shit before it was Mass Appeal, and then started doing stuff with Rhymesayers.
Mm-hmm.
And then I felt good that my switches, even though I had all the Weatherman on ABB and the Layover on Decon and Cats and Dogs on Rhymesayers, I felt like the label never dictated that, and so they felt like they are all on one label or whatever. I controlled the sound and they didn't get in the way of it. So yeah, to me that was key, and not pressuring me to do anything that sounds like anything what they might be known for. More just, we like you for who you are, and that's tight.
Yeah, it's almost similar to Doom. Like, it's like, oh, we are fans of this person. Let's just advocate for them and help them with their Yeah, I believe that.
I've seen them do it with Jake One and with Doom and Freeway and different things. And I was like, I can fit in like that. The difference where it went different is, and got even doper for me, is I got to tour. Yeah. And so touring with Atmosphere and Brother Ali opened me up to a new fan base. People who knew of Dilated Peoples, or may even knew of me, but weren't tuned into what I was doing. And with that said, they have a broad, when you're as big as Atmosphere, it's a broad fan base with a lot of different types, and so there's tough crowds to rock, but to win over that crowd as an opener and not conforming to being like, I'm trying to sound like something like Atmosphere, just coming out there doing what I do, is tough. And to win that over after years was like a great accomplishment for me. That's what I was trying to do. In the process, got a lot of new fans, and it was great.
I could see that being a challenge, though. Like they have some of the stuff is sing-songy, and there's a certain crossover crowd that comes to see some of that in certain cities, and you come out real boom bappy, like real like traditional hip hop. The record that you did with Ali, that you produced for Ali, was one of the my favorite things that Ali's ever done. And you had him in a bag on that. I called him after I heard it. I was like, he sounded fresh. And I think he's taking a little break right now. But man, talk about that process working with Ali as well.
Yeah, no, he was same thing I'm doing with this one. It was just like, let's strip it down. We don't need to make it big and glossy. We didn't promote it. We dropped it secretly. It's called Secrets and Escapes. Good feature, just a solid record. Really nothing not to like, And so it was really good. Just not being over ambitious with it, and just so what does that mean? I guess not overly hook driven, or maybe not, 16/8, 16 more, just rap as long as you want. We can cut the song right there. That's how you do it at a show. You wouldn't, you might, boom, DJ, stop the record, go to the next one. You can do, and maybe not make it as big and bright and polished, and maybe take it back to what everyone loved you for originally, when you didn't have all the studio and the good equipment and all that type of shit.
Yeah,
So
real rap is like hip hop shit. Yeah.
I think it's important for people to realize. I hope they do, is like, a lot of this shit is a choice at this point, because we've shown we could do a record that could sound big or peed on the radio, and it's not going to drop off after whatever else it's currently doing, whatever. And so sometimes now it's dope to peel it back and just keep it a little raw, especially if I'm not shooting for radio or I'm just trying to make.
I think fans appreciate that more too.
My fan. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, they do.
And then the other thing is, the other thing is, like, we're all performers at this point, a lot of us. And so sometimes, unfortunately, when we make our first albums, we're not really thinking about the show when we're making our music, because we don't really have that many fans yet, and then as you get on, you need that beat that's going to rock, and it's almost going to do all the work. You just got to, like we were saying. And so that's also a challenge. Like, how do I make music from, like, not from a performance standpoint?
Yo, that's a dope. I never heard of it like that, and it's cool to think of it, because it's really there's so many people just listening on DSPs in different spaces. It's not always about a concert anymore, and making them in different areas. That's really, really fucking cool to hear how that process goes. You worked with Fly Anakin on this project. I saw him peep up recently on Peter Rosenberg thing as well. I knew about him from a few years ago. Is that someone that you're a fan of? Do you have a personal relationship with him?
Yeah, everybody on the album is been working with. So I was just highlighting what's been going on in my environment. I'm lucky enough that a lot of people in that environment are killing shit.
Yeah.
And so, like, Fly Anakin, I got a 45 I produced for him coming out soon.
Oh.
I've worked with Gray Matter. He did the song Unlearning, that's from his camp. So that's my man. And that's how that happened. Navy Blue, I've been working with. I produced 1491, which was his single off his joint. I got, the reaction I got from that, people hitting me, was huge. So, I got a verse. That's true to what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, that's cool.
Conway rapping it, Derringer produced it. So that makes sense right there. That's my man. Boldy James, same thing. So, this is just a reflection of where I'm at.
Yo, that's cool. It's like people, it's like your people. Like, this is who I'm working with. Let's put these songs on my project. We all took this whole year, and, like, for me, I've been on the radio 6-7 days a week for almost 15 years. And it was like, I didn't want it to end, but I was glad to take a little bit of a break and recharge my batteries. Did you find yourself feeling like you liked the break, or were you eager to get back to work?
I didn't stop working. I'm a producer. So for me, I took a lot of time. I've been working on a lot of stuff that I got coming for production. I went crazy. So it's all going to start coming out in the next second half of this year and to the top of next. And a lot of the work that happened is going to, there's a latency to get vinyl pressed and a lot of things, but it's about to start surfacing.
Very cool.
It could be like a perfect storm, my album, and then all this shit that I'm producing. I did a Planet Asia album, and Squirrel Tape Instrumental Part 2, and Fly Anakin 45, and a Damo Genesis EP I got coming, and the release of the one I did on digital. So, like, all on, start controlling the narrative of production. Yeah, and I enjoyed the time down. I did realize how much shows are just not think about anything and let loose for an hour, and that's really therapeutic when you think about it, right? Because in life we don't all get to do that, and so I do miss that a little bit. But as things start progressing and everyone starts rocking, I'll be out rocking. September is looking like it's getting booked now.
Dope. Let's go, man. Hey, Tito has a question about a potential album.
Yeah. So, any Dilated Peoples stuff coming up, or are you? Is that something you're still working on, or is that not happening?
Frozen.
It's so funny. That was the one time you asked me that the computer glitched.
You just stared. I'm like, oh, he's pissed.
So,
No.
If the world didn't want me to ask it.
No, that's why I threw the alley oop. I
Karma.
said, hey, Tito's got a question for you. You know what I mean? Like,
But yeah, seriously though, I mean, is there any possibility of that coming up?
No.
No.
Doing a rocker. I'm trying to work on a EP right now.
yeah, no, that's what's up, man.
I want to do a really solid little project for rock.
That'd be dope. Would like to hear him. I'd like to hear him again, man.
We did a couple joints. It's crazy so far. So I'm like, okay. If we could package it up tight and make it, just put it out, that shit could be nuts.
That would be dope, though. I would love to hear that. We've always been fans, man. So, yo, coming up June 25th, the Unlearning Vol.1. Evidence is back. Rhymesayers. We got Knots, Alchemist, Mr. Green, the homie, Derringer, Boldy James, Conway. Yo, shout out to you, man. I know you've been through a ton of stuff in the last 5-10 years personally, and you keep making great music. Super inspiring. Big shout to you, man. Big props, man, for real.
Love. Appreciate y'all.
My guy, man. Episode 17. We appreciate you. A round of applause for Evidence, Tito. You're the man, bro. Okay.
Oh, what? The lighters?
On the wallet?
That's the string, like, so no one can take it.
Oh, he's smart.
That's some good shit right there.
No, look.
What is that?
Uh-oh.
He's showing us his like wallet chain. Oh, the ALC records with the chain.
No, it's the lighter.
The lighter.
Where are those available? Are those on the website? How do you
Lighter.
get those? I need that.
I need
Call
that.
him.
Okay, I'm gonna hit him up directly. I know he's got some sort of a DM or something. We'll figure that out. All right, man.
Good. Now,
We'll talk to you, man. I appreciate you, dog.
peace, y'all.
Peace.
That is the man right there. Shout out to Mr. Evidence, June 25th, the Unlearning Vol.1. I listened to it. Tito listened to it. The shit is dope. He's one of the best. The beats, the rhymes. It's like it's early morning, late night music, super vibey. One of my personal faves, man.
Definitely, man. Real hip hop shit. Some real good listens, and
Yeah.
the album is dope. Definitely make sure you check that out.
I'm pumped we have it a month early so that I can listen to it before it goes on DSPs coming up. So we have like a week.
I know.
Was it how many was it in 2 weeks?
I'm gonna get into it this weekend. I got a long ride ahead of me. I'm
Fire, bro.
going out to Connecticut this weekend. Declan's got a football tournament this weekend, so
Athletic. He's
we're
very
gonna go out and crush it.
Do your thing, man. I got this new segment we're gonna start on Instagram coming up. I'm not doing it on the podcast. I'm gonna do a separate video. We're gonna break open these top shelf snacks today. Check this out. This is the Dynasty Oreos with the NBA logos on the Oreos, right? Can you see the Lakers and the Heat and everything, right?
Okay.
So we're gonna see what these are all about. This is something I picked up at Target the other day, and I'm walking through the chip aisle because
I saw your Target run. It looked epic. Yo,
nothing but fireworks and barbecue chips. Look at this. The Jason Tatum Flaming Hot barbecues. We're gonna sample this coming up on a new segment I have on Instagram called Top Shelf Snacks with Mr. Peter Parker.
I love it.
I don't know. I eat really like healthy in real life, like organic and vegetables and shit like that. We don't even eat beef or anything, but I'll fucking kill some chips, bro. And I really will eat nerd rope and candy like a motherfucker, bro.
Yeah, see, I'm an ice cream guy. Like I'm a big fan of the ice creams.
Yes.
Give me some ice creams.
Yeah.
The chips, definitely chips all day long.
Yeah.
But there's some good ones, bro. You ever heard of Garden of Eden?
No.
They have these called they're flaming hot blue corn tortilla chips.
Need that. We got some jerk chicken wavy lays, the jerk season wavy lays. They had them out here.
Wow.
More fire.
Did it taste like a
it was good. It wasn't quite
an after party or what?
No, it wasn't quite, usually when I eat Jamaican food, it's like I smell it and I start to get the hiccups. And then that's when I know it's good. My wife can tell if
your nose gets all cleared out and like your sinuses are. Yeah.
I waft it and then I get the hiccups immediately. She's like, "This is gonna be good." She'll say, you know what I mean? And then got some good snacks coming up, and we're trying to have some fun on the internet. You know what I mean? Same shit, bro. Same shit. Look at this. snacks, bro. Drinks.
Snapples.
Yeah,
Let's go.
off over here, bro. That was cool though. Everybody, check out Evidence's project when it drops. He's super cool. And like I said, I've been making him uncomfortable for years, running up on him in public with lit blunts. We got in trouble one time because I was interviewing him, and this interview was up on YouTube, and he had a bag, like a manila envelope where at Soundset, it was like laminates and shit, and there was like nugs of weed inside, and he took it out and he like gave it to me. He's like, you can have this. And I walked up to the camera with it, like look at the bud. And they the Rhymesayers guys had made promises there wouldn't be weed backstage, and we were promoting videos with like bud and shit like that, and I got scolded. It's okay though. It's okay.
I mean, why do you make that guarantee at a hip hop concert?
Son,
that's
and
my
how
thing.
you gonna scold what? But it's okay.
That's my.
Watch,
I mean,
ready,
whatever.
ready? That's all it was. It was cool. I was with the shits.
I mean, whatever. I get it. But like, come on, you're at a hip hop show.
It's Parker and Evidence. What else are we going to be doing? You know what I mean? So, props to him. Big time. Yo, he did not. And he dilated. He's like, no.
No.
I was like, Tito's got a question.
Yeah, thanks. Fucking thanks. The one question I get to fucking ask. Yeah, he's like, yeah, fuck this kid.
It's called hazing, and you're back. You're here. He's welcome. Welcome everybody to the Mr. Peter Parker Show. Tito Jackson, ladies.
I'm all for it, bro. I'm all for it.
You got to be able to go and ask questions, and sometimes we get weird answers. You know what I mean? Because dudes,
the internet starts literally chopping up and doing all crazy shit, and like.
I got hung up on by Bronson for saying, all I said to Bronson was on the phone, I was like, at this point, you got to really be sick of the Ghostface comparisons. And then I was like, hello?
Are you there?
Hello?
Yo, that was like,
hello?
That was big though. That was like, he was so, I mean, he got ran up on by like Pop the Brown Hornet.
Papa Wu, rest in peace. And maybe even Pop the Brown Hornet. Shorty Shit Stain and all
those like Shaheem the Rugged Child, like threatening to beat up his kids. Like,
listen, we're gonna do an interview with Wu Syndicate coming up, and I want to find out the true story about who ran up on Bronson.
You think they know?
No, I don't think they know. That's it. Episode 17. We out of here. Thank you. Check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Tito's in the Basement. I'm out here in Minneapolis.
Like, subscribe, you suckers.
Yeah, have a great weekend. We'll be back. Hold on.